the childish nicknames, the crazy conspiracy theories, this weird obsession with crowd sizes.
Did you see Barack Hussein Obama last night? Take little shots. He was taking shots at your president. And so was Michelle. You know, they always say, sure, please stick to policy, don't get personal. And yet they're getting personal all night long, these people.
There goes my hero. Man, whoa.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a lot to talk about because I don't know if you've been living on the rock. I don't know if you watched the DNC. I did. I watched the DNC. I didn't watch the 4th day, which is probably the most important day, but like, I think I got the gist of what the fuck they're on about, okay? Like, I do. And I just have a lot of different thoughts, more than like a lot of other people out here, because I think they're like, everyone on the right, they're just like, we're just gonna like, you know, go wherever the wind says, go wherever the wind goes, go wherever the wind goes. Like, it's so annoying. I'm so sick of everyone. If you're right-leaning, I hate you. If you're a Democrat, I hate you. If you're independent, I fucking hate you. Like, that's just how I feel. And then we're gonna get into like the RFK Jr. endorsement, because I think that's like very big, but at the same time, I'm so suspicious. I really am. I'm very suspicious of everything. Like why him now? Why him now? Why him now? Why not before? I'm very upset. But so we're gonna get into all of that, and yes, I bet like someone already probably like commented like, oh my god, your hair, because if you're new here, I have always had an afro since like high school, like since the beginning of freshman year. I haven't had my hair this short since like middle school, so like this is like probably jarring for a lot of people, or very different for a lot of people, to see like I'm pretty both ways. Like I can have short hair or I can have big hair and still look great. And I haven't done this in a while because like I did get like pretty big during the high school years. I've always been really big, to be honest, since like 5th grade. And now I feel like I look much better and I can wear like my hair like this again. So and looking at all these like different photos on the wall right here of me when I had this kind of short hair, I look 10 times more better now. I look like I'm 12 again. So it's very different. It's very jarring, to be honest. Like when I saw myself in the mirror this morning, I'm like, wow, I really cut my hair. It'll grow back. It's just hair. It's not that big of a deal. Anyways, let's get into the politics, because that's what y'all here for. So let's get started. All right, so that's really how I feel. Like thinking about the DNC, it's like nails on the chalkboard for me, you guys. Like it truly is. Like the DNC was like so boring. Not only boring, but yet also like so fucking retarded. Like I can't stand these people. This is why I left the left. This is why I left the left. Like, I'm just gonna talk about it in the whole. I'm not even gonna like get into like day 1, day 2, day 3. Like, I'm just gonna talk about it in the whole, okay? Looking at it from my perspective, I just can't stand these people, period. Like, there is no plan. Like, there is no fucking plan whatsoever. Like, when I tell you that the Democrats don't have one plan to fucking fix this country or fix like anything in general, it's all rhetoric. It's all about, you know, Donald Trump. Is he a good man? Is he a good man? He's not a good man. He's a bad person. Orange man bad. That's all it's about. It's all about Orange Man bad. There's nothing actually like smart or intelligent about what they have planned. Like, even if you go to like the Kamala Harris and Tim Walz like website, do you see any plan like anything that will help this country? No. Only thing they want is your fucking donation. Donation for what? For what? It is so crazy how these people think that they will really do something for this country. It is really fucking disgusting. It really is. Watching this all the way through, except for day 4, because I had enough. It is nothing but pandering after pandering after pandering, bitch. Like, they have this whole thing. I'm not even going to deny, though. I am going to point this out, but I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty first. Their whole thing about freedom, I choose freedom, is quote-unquote autonomy over your body, bodily autonomy. All because, like, Roe v. Wade is returned to the states, right? And in some states, you can't get an abortion. But in some other states, you can get an abortion. And all it's about is about freedom. Choice. I'm like, choice to do what? Choice to do what? To murder your child. To murder your child. They have no fucking, like, plan to, like, help these women whatsoever. They just want them to have the choice to murder their children.
Else, because if you do not have autonomy over this, if you cannot control when and how you choose to bring your children into this world and how they are raised and supported, there is no American dream.
That's what irritates me the most about this. Like, they trying to build this up to, like, be so USA, pro-America. We're for free speech. We're for bodily autonomy. It's your choice if you want to fucking murder your baby or not. It's your, but I'm like, okay, like, where was his rhetoric when, like, the vaccine came about? Like, y'all was so about, like, you know, if you go outside without a mask, you are killing someone. If you go outside and you're not even vaccinated, you're killing someone. You're a grandma murderer. Like, that's all they talked about. But, like, now they want to talk about freedom. They want to be so pro-USA. They want to claim that they are patriots nowadays. Like, are you fucking... They are the patriots now?
No, that Donald Trump would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining his own pockets and greasing the palms of his Wall Street friends. And I, for one, am tired of hearing about how a 2-bit union buster thinks of himself as more of a patriot than the woman who fights every single day to lift working people out from under the boots of greed, trampling on our way of life.
Oh my God. Like, when I tell you that I am fucking shook to my core how these people have really flipped the fucking script. And you know what? And I see, like, there are people that are fucking actually falling for this. Like, for the most part, it's women and boomers. You fucking boomers out there, you fucking pissed me the fuck off. Y'all fucking had like y'all had a really good time back in y'all day, honey. Y'all did. Y'all had a good time. Y'all wasn't even aware of the government was fucking you in the ass the whole entire time. But now you have allowed the government to actually get bigger and bigger and bigger, and it has destroyed this country. And you still think that we live in the 1950s. We do not. Just like Michelle Obama, just like Oprah Winfrey, all these black people are like, oh my God, the worst bitch that, oh my God, that was on there on the fucking stage, Amanda Gorman, that bitch's speech was so fucking embarrassing. It was like Kamala Harris, like word vomit, like the whole entire time. And all they did was to make it about race. They try to make it about race. I'm like, bitch, you have the biggest opportunity in this fucking country, bitch. You're on stage in a national convention that is probably like funded with millions, probably even more than that, of dollars. And you bitches' outfits are worth more than this fucking house alone. So I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Like Michelle Obama and like, oh my God, Oprah Winfrey, they should literally get shot in their ass. Like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, are you kidding? Like, you have the nerve to sit up here and be like, oh, my parents told me that we should be suspicious of people who are wealthy.
She and my father didn't aspire to be wealthy. In fact, they were suspicious of folks who took more than they needed.
Bitch, do you not see what you have on right now? You have thousands of dollars worth of clothes on. You have million dollar homes, beach houses, everything. And you did that off the backs of, even like during BLM, they got so much money. So much money off the backs of these dead people. I'm not saying that all of them were innocent whatsoever during BLM, because most of them, they weren't. But you was paid swell by Act Blue. You and your fucking gay ass husband, Barack Obama, Big Mike. And you have the audacity to sit up here and be like, my parents told me that they didn't inspire me wealthy. They were suspicious of the wealthy people. And so we shouldn't be suspicious of you, you dumb stupid fuck. I don't like the Obamas. I really don't. After like growing up and like understanding who they truly are, because like they were like, Barack Obama was like president when I was like very, very young. I wasn't even into politics again, okay? I wasn't even into that bullshit. Like, I think I started to get more into it like in 2016. I know I was 15 years old. So like I was very, very young when he came into office and stuff like that. I didn't know shit. I was happy to see a black president, but like I didn't know any of his rhetoric. I didn't know any of his policies. I did not know what he was about whatsoever. Turns out he is a fucking war criminal. He's a war criminal. He is a fag. He is not honest whatsoever. He's a race baiter. Yes, he is. He's a race baiter. And I do not like how he ran this country. Like, we actually was in a fucking recession during his administration. I didn't know that. I was a child, just like fucking, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was like playing with like Barbie dolls and like playing video games. Like, I was not interested in none of that bullshit. Like, what? Like, and he came in with like, you know, the promises to like codify abortion, codify Roe v. Wade. He didn't do that. He broke a lot of promises for the left and everything. So like he's a fucking liar. He's a disgusting human being. Even the border like issue, he's the one who made the cages, put those people in the fucking cages. But everyone wants to make it seem like that Trump is like literally the most evil person in the world. I'm just like, I don't like these people. I don't like these people at all. You lie. You don't want to secure this country. You don't want to like, you know, strengthen our economy. You ruined our economy. Every single time we've been under these people's like, you know, leadership, they have destroyed this country even more, put us in so much more debt than we had to be. And I'm like, how are you people not tired of it? Like, how are you not tired of it? How are you not over it? How are you not like ashamed of yourself to even support these type of people over and over again? You're like you're claiming to like tax the rich, tax the rich, tax the rich. That's all they're about. Like raising more taxes for like the higher ups with big corporations, stuff like that, and you fucking peasants out there that are poorer than ever. We are literally fucking living paycheck to paycheck. I am as well. We all are. Like, I'm not rich whatsoever. You think I'm rich? I'm not. I'm just a regular bitch that is very like concerned about like this country. I really am. And you mean to tell me you with your thousands of dollar clothes on, and your fucking beach house like mansions and fucking homes on top of mountains and bullshit like that, and you want to talk about like climate change and how like we need to fucking like, you know, save the fucking planet and shit like that, bitch. You have $1 million homes by beach, like by beaches. Like, what do you mean? Like, if you actually cared about the fucking climate that much, and you were so frightened about you know, like the ocean rising and killing millions upon millions of people and stuff like that, why do you have $1 million homes by the beach? I don't understand these people. And this is strictly for Michelle Obama. Like, she really irritated the fuck out of me. And they over here, like, what really makes me mad too, the most too, is like how Trump literally the day before, I think that he literally said that like the Obamas are nice people or something like that. And that fucking irritated me. I'm like, how are they nice people? Do you not see what they just did to you on the fucking convention stage? Like, they literally called you a misogynist. They called you a racist. They called you a liar. They defamed you. They humiliated you. And this is what you have to say?
The childish nicknames, the crazy conspiracy theories, this weird obsession with crowd sizes. It just goes on and on and on.
Why do you keep on continuing to be the bigger person? See, this is what makes me mad about Trump, because he has become a weak pussy ass bitch. He is not the one to put fear in people's heart anymore, like I was, and like when I was 15 years old watching him on stage. He doesn't put fear in no one's heart anymore. Like they're not even scared of him because he's become so laxed. He's become so lax that I feel like that he isn't even like, he doesn't even want it anymore. That's how I feel. And people are telling me the same thing. They're like, he's acting like he doesn't even want it. So like, you know, the day after like that convention of like, you know, Michelle Obama basically humiliating him in front of everybody and defaming him, he was like, oh, like, look at all these shots that they're taking at me. Look at all these shots they're taking at me and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, look at it. Like, what are you going to do about it? Do something about it, bitch. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm just so, like, I'm angry. He's like, we shouldn't be personal. But, like, look, they was personal all night. That's what you should have been doing from the fucking, like, get-go of your fucking campaign. I just, like, I'm mad. I'm really mad. And he wonders why he's losing his core followers. He's being lax on abortion. That's all they was talking about at DNC. Like, abortion, abortion, abortion. When they talk about freedom, they mean abortion. And when people are believing like, oh my God, our freedoms are getting taken away, this is what they mean. They mean abortion. They mean like, we want to be able to murder our children. They, like most of these women out here that are campaigning for this, they claim that it's about incest or like, you know, being sexually assaulted. That's why they want abortion to be legalized. Like, no, it's not. You just want it because you are a whore. You want it because you are a whore. That's why you want abortion so much. Like, isn't that why there was 25 women at the DNC in a fucking trailer getting their abortions? Did y'all see that? Like, did any of those women you know, survive like a sexual assault or anything like that? No, they got an abortion because they just wanted to get an abortion. It's a political thing. Like they have made it such a political thing, and it's not actually it's not actually what they claim to be. Like, it's like healthcare. It's like healthcare. It's my reproductive right to it's all performative. And in this performance, it's killing a life. It's killing a child, an innocent baby that was conceived between a man and a woman. And they just don't want the baby. And they think they can just do this like anyway because it's almost like a fucking birth control pill to them. It's actually really sick. It's actually demonic. This whole entire thing is based on that. It's based on abortion. Something that's so gross that should be shamed upon. And the fact that this all goes back to like white men too, like these white men that was within the Supreme Court, they are the ones who fucking allowed this to happen in the first place, but they want to demonize white men. It makes it like everything is so fucking backwards. Like, white men gave you the right to fucking even do this in the first place, and then now you over here wanting to support like illegal immigration, coming in here killing white girls, murdering white men, murdering just Americans, period. And you guys think that y'all gonna be able to secure the border, like make this economy soar? But I'm just like, what the fuck? Like what? And then seeing like these ex-Republicans, watching these ex-Republicans, they was like, oh my God, I am a two-time Republican voter and I'm not voting for Trump because the way he talks about women. Oh my God. I'm like, bitch, you're not voting on policy, bitch. You never voted on policy. No, you didn't. And how dare you call yourself a Republican? You're not voting on policy. You're voting on like, who is so nice. And that's another thing that the DNC was all about. It was about like, who is nice compared to Kamala? who isn't nice compared to Kamala and Tim Walz? We should be like joyous. We should be joyous, and we should have adult conversations about being joy and nice to people all the time. Well, bitch, buck up. Like, the world is not always nice, okay?
Let us choose truth, let us choose honor, and let us choose joy. Because that's the best of America.
And not every fucking president has to be so PC. That's why people like Trump in 2016, is because he wasn't PC. He was very real. He actually built something out from scratch. He is a businessman. What the fuck have you done, Kamala Harris? What the fuck have you done, Tim Walz, instead of just being in fucking politics all your fucking life? Like, you haven't built anything. You don't know shit about business. You're not like an everyday business person with a small business or anything like that. That's why people relate to Trump like that. What the fuck have you fucking built? That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why under him it was so much better. Regardless if you hated him or not, you know it was so much better. Prices were low, gas prices were low. We was able to get our breakfast, lunch, and dinner, bitch, without a struggle. Now you can't even get anything really. Five things in grocery store, especially if you want to eat quality, great food. It costs you an arm and a leg. It really does. It takes away everything from you, and it's fucking shameful that these people out here, the only reason why they want to support freedom, and we don't want mean tweets anymore. It's because you just don't like him. You just don't like him. You never watch a video of him. You just only listen to what the media says. And you are so fucking for abortion and killing babies that you think that this is something for you to die on. But what's so fucking funny too, they're so hypocritical how they claim they want free speech and all this kind of stuff. They are all for the censorship of these protesters, especially pro-Palestine protesters. And like I always said, I'm not pro-Palestine. I'm definitely not pro-Israel. But isn't it funny how this is a bipartisan decision to censor, protesters that you may not agree with at college campuses, and both sides do this, but they want to claim that they are for freedom of speech and they are the patriots. And seeing Ava Naravo, whatever the fuck her name is, from The View up there and basically call Trump a communist. I was shook.
And let me tell you what communist dictators do. And it's never just for one day. They attack the free press. They call them the enemy of the people. They put their unqualified relatives in cushy government jobs so they can get rich of their positions. And they refuse to accept legitimate elections when they lose and call for violence to stay in power. Now you tell me something. Do any of those things sound familiar?
She's basically insinuating that he's a communist and that he is not a true patriot, as well as a lot of different other people on that stage. I was like, what the fuck? You're claiming to be true patriots? Why? Because you are for fucking abortion? That's the end all be all of freedom. I'm like, bitch, you fucking support hate speech laws for Jewish people. You support censoring protesters that is against Israel. You support these anti Israel boycott laws where we can't even boycott a foreign nation. But this is on both sides of the fucking party wing. I'm just like, what the fuck? I've been telling you guys this for a while. Kamala is a Zionist.
And let me be clear. I will always stand up for Israel's right to defend itself, and I will always ensure Israel has the ability to defend itself, because the people of Israel must never again face the horror that a terrorist organization called Hamas caused on October 7, including unspeakable sexual violence and the massacre of young people at a music festival. At the same time, what has happened in Gaza over the past 10 months is devastating. So many innocent lives lost. Desperate, hungry people fleeing for safety over and over again.
She is a Zionist. No matter how she says that, like, the death of these, you know, innocent Palestinians is wrong and that we need a ceasefire many, many times, it is just a way to pander and to get your vote. Kamala Harris is not a fucking, she is not for Gaza. She is not for anti-war. She is definitely for Israel. She is definitely for censorship of anyone who has any criticism of Israel, a foreign nation. She's not anti-war. She would actually want to actually put a stop for this. Bitch, you can say words all you want, but bitch, you are in office. You oh my God. This bitch has been in office for 4 years, bitch. What has she done? And if you actually think that she is for having a ceasefire and actually stopping this war and funding this shit, she would not continue to support the arms that we give to Israel. Period. Ilhan Omar, I don't even like Ilhan Omar, but she's right. I'm anti-war. So anyone who's anti-war, I'm going to support. Period. I'm not like you other girls, bitch. I'm not. Ilhan Omar says, like, if you truly was in support of stopping this war, you would literally have a ceasefire and stop giving these weapons to this foreign nation. Period.
So if you really wanted a ceasefire, you just stop sending the weapons. It is that simple.
That will solve everything. Because once they stop getting the fucking weapons, there wouldn't be any war anymore. Once they stop getting the support from us, they will stop, because that's just how it goes. Because America is the sole provider of Israel, and we trade a lot of shit together and stuff like that. But especially, it's mostly one-sided. Like, we trade like so much more to them than they do for us. They support hate speech laws on our American citizens. We are getting taxed out of our fucking assholes to provide for them as well. And it's not equal. Like, we're not equal whatsoever. We give more than what we get back. And it's probably because we are a bigger country and all this kind of stuff, and Israel is literally the size of New Jersey. Which is so unfortunate. It's like, wow, like, when will it all stop? And so when I seen Kamala Harris on that stage and she's like, you know, Israel has the right to defend itself. This is the same old speech they all say. Israel, we must support Israel and we must support the ceasefire of Gaza and stuff like that. I just knew. This is. Everyone's like, support Kamala. Support Kamala. Like, she didn't go to like the meeting with Netanyahu when he was at Congress, like lying about like Arabs, Muslims, trying to come into America and assassinate Donald Trump. Like, it's the same bullshit. Like, it's all theater. And once you understand that, you will actually wake up. You will. But these people are really chewing it up. Like, watching these ex-Republicans up there, like, it's such a slap in the face. And they're using that just to garner people like, look, there's ex-Republicans. That's not for Trump. Like, look at that. Like, look at that. That's how bad he is. Even his own people don't like him. And you know what? It's not wrong. It's not wrong, you know? Looking at RFK being like endorsing Trump right now, and then him saying like, you know, the left is for censorship, the left is for war, the left is for big food, big pharma, all this stuff. It's like, dude, Trump is also for that as well.
As you know, I left that party in October because it had departed so dramatically from the core values that I grew up with. It had become the party of war, censorship, corruption, big pharma, big tech, big ag, and big money.
Trump was for the COVID vaccine. Trump took millions of dollars from big pharma, and he set your fucking ass back in the fucking Oval Office in the closet, RFK Jr. He sure did.
Are required for every other medication, and vaccines are exempt from that. When it was announced that I was going to be running a vaccine safety commission, and the purpose of the commission would be to require those studies to be done, which they all say are being done, but they're not. Oh, when it was announced that I'm going to be put on a vaccine safety commission, there was panic throughout the industry and the regulatory, public health regulatory agencies. And Pfizer made $1 million contribution to Trump, and Trump then appointed two people who were handpicked by Pfizer, Alex Azar and Scott Gottlieb, to run the public health agency, and they killed the Vaccine Safety Commission.
Wow.
He didn't even allow you to be a part of Operation Warp Speed, which you should have been, because you would have never allowed this to happen. You would have never allowed so many people to, especially children, because y'all talked about this on the fucking phone call about how these children are getting pumped with these. Trump, you were for that. How are you going to be like, I'm setting up this thing where like RFK Jr. is going to investigate, Down syndrome, where all these illnesses in children and men and women is coming from? It's like, where the fuck it's coming from. You allowed Dr. Fauci to fucking take lead in this bullshit, and you awarded his ass. But now all of a sudden, since the damage is already gone, you took millions of dollars from fucking big pharma. All of a sudden now you want to fucking uplift and celebrate RFK Jr. for endorsing you. And it's not because you care. I don't believe that you care, actually, because if you did, you would never done that in the begin with. You should have picked RFK in the fucking begin with. You only care because you know that you're losing. You're losing your support from your fucking base because you're pandering to fucking minorities that do not give a fuck about you. You're pandering to the media that doesn't give a fuck about you, that literally tear you down and spit on you and kick you while you're fucking down. And you praise people like the Obamas. Are you fucking kidding me? Do you not see what they did to you? I'm just like, what? Like, this is why the core of conservatism, I'm not even a conservative, but looking at the conservative perspective of how Trump has been handling things, him talking about like we would protect women's reproductive rights on a fucking like true social fucking post, like, it is so fucking asinine. What the fuck is going on? Like, it's so true that like the left and the right, they're literally on, they're the same, but just on different wings. That's it. They're the fucking same. Kamala Harris is talking about lowering taxes. Donald Trump is talking about lowering taxes. It's the same bullshit all over again. Lies and deception, and it's nothing like how it used to be whatsoever. It's not. It's a mess. And you know what? Like, I don't even trust RFK Jr. I don't. Like, see, like, everyone's gonna get mad at me. I don't trust him. Like, what, he's for abortion too. He can't even call out, like, the fucking, APAC lobby that is controlling our state primary.
Do you have concerns about the level of Israeli influence in our politics here in the United States of America?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a politician in political office, so I don't see much of that.
So you don't think like, so in after 9/11,
I think everybody has, that there's so many malevolent influences on Capitol Hill, and they include many nations, and they include many, corporate entities. Oh, and I want to have a real democracy in our country where you get the money out of politics and the influence out of politics. That's what I would like, and have publicly funded elections. Oh, I don't think anybody, but do I think the Israelis have more influence than others? David, I believe in supporting Israel, that it's important for the United States. And you and I can disagree on that. I believe our aid to Israel of $4 billion a year is designed to keep the peace over there.
Sir, you've been such a critic and such an effective critic. You've been such an effective critic of the neoconservatives.
I am a critic of the neoconservatives.
Yes, I know. That's what I just said. But you know that these two issues are so intertwined. And I know you know that because I know you know this stuff. But look, the report.
I mean, David, again, I would vote for World War II. Right? I would not vote for any other war. The neocons vote for every war.
But you're voting for this war.
I led the opposition to the Afghan war, to the Iraq war, to Panama.
Oh, okay, fine. But
Vietnam.
listen,
I was
okay, fine. But this is all I'm saying.
Vietnam. So all of these wars.
Look.
But I'm just saying, I don't want to live in a world where I think it would be bad for our country. It would be bad for the world to eliminate the only democracy in the Mideast.
They're not really a democracy if you include the West Bank in there, are they? I mean, you can say they're not occupying.
Israel wants to give the West Bank back. All they're asking for is a recognition, which no Palestinian official has ever made.
Fine.
Recognition that Israel has a right to exist as a Jewish state. That's all they wanted.
Okay. Well, you add in a Jewish state. Yasser Arafat recognized the right to exist under 1967.
Not as a Jewish state.
Oh, now it has to be said as a Jewish state too. Okay, fine.
Well,
okay, fine.
Talking about, oh my God, why do y'all fall for this okie doke shit? You praise him so much, it's like he goes completely against your values. He wants higher taxes for the rich too. Just because he says he's an independent doesn't mean that he's actually independent. He's a Democrat. He's literally a Democrat. I'm just like, wow. Just because he represents one thing, yes, he believes that sea oils is bad. He is out here talking about how vaccines are bad and not good for children and stuff like that. But that's it. He's anti-big pharma. That's it. He's not anti-war. If he was, he'll be against Israel. He'll be against how they're pimping our fucking governors and representatives in Congress. But he can't even say that. He was on a podcast with Dave Smith. He was like, oh, I don't even get into that. I didn't even get into talking about that. I was like, why not? You do realize that they had a lot to do with the fact that your fucking uncle is murdered, right? But all of a sudden now Donald Trump, before he knew about those documents about not JFK's killing, but all of a sudden now, since he's being endorsed by RFK Jr., now he wants to share those documents with the public again. I don't believe you're going to do that. I think it's going to be too much for everyone to fucking handle. This is a mess. And people out here pissing me off about I said something on TikTok about Kamala Harris pandering to white people and how the white people are the majority and how Donald Trump should stop pandering to immigrants, especially even legal immigrants, because what has it done? What has it done for our country? Nothing at all. We're still in the most horrible economy ever, in a recession. We're in war. We are in all this kind of stuff like that. People are taking away our jobs. These illegal immigrants that they're allowing come into our country, taking our jobs. Illegals are killing people as well. Legals are fucking voting left and supporting the left. It's just what has it done? It hasn't done anything. What has it done? All it's going to do is just replace Native Americans. That's all it's going to do. And whether or not if they are in support of Trump and they come here in college and they pass and stuff like that, and they want to major in really big like tech companies and all this kind of stuff like that. I don't even know, it can be any kind of job. Trump is out here saying like he wants to give them green cards because we need more smart people. I'm not radical. What?
You understand? I am not a radical at all. I'm just a common sense person that was successful in what I did because of the same thing. We are going to let people, and we want people to come into our country. A lot of people. We need them. We need them for jobs. We need them for everything. We want people to come in.
You're not radical. What? You was literally talking about how we should only have people in this country that speak English, not Spanish. But you have like a Spanish person coming on stage in a mostly white state in Pennsylvania speaking Spanish.
Governor Bush for speaking Spanish on the campaign trail. You said, quote, he should really set an example by speaking English in the United States. What's wrong with speaking Spanish?
Well, I think it's wonderful and all, but I did it a little bit half-heartedly, but I do mean it to a large extent. We have a country where to assimilate, you have to speak English. And I think that where he was and the way it came out didn't sound right to me. We have to have assimilation. To have a country, we have to have assimilation. I'm not the first one to say this, Dana. We've had many people over the years, for many, many years, saying the same thing. This is a country where we speak English, not Spanish.
Well, and now you're asking to give these people green cards? All that's going to do is lower people's wages in these big, like, you know, jobs that are very important for, like, you know, our technology and stuff like that. I'm just like, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Because to me, what it looks like, based on like people looking at the majority is white people. Because I keep bringing up white people because they are the majority of this country and they do turn out elections. I think Kamala may win. I do. Despite what the polls say right now, I don't care if they're pushing towards like Trump or pushing towards Kamala. For me right now, I truly feel like that Kamala's probably going to win. I do. I think they've had enough. I think that Trump is not going to be president again, and we have to look forward to 2028. That's all I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about 2028. How much longer are we gonna go with this okie doke bullshit? I do not think that it's gonna last much longer. Trump's core followers is disgusted by his rhetoric. He's out here talking about reproductive rights. He's over here talking about we need more legal immigration, even though we've had millions upon millions upon millions of illegals basically becoming migrants and living in this country. Like, he's talking about drill, baby, drill. But there's like no real plan for our fucking groceries and, you know, for our economy to actually boom. It's just oil. Like, you think that's gonna make our economy boom? No. And then he's acting pro-war than anything now, since he's been giving donor money from these Jewish donors like Miriam Elderson. He wants to go to war with Iran. He wants to continue supplying Israel with all of our money. He even supported Ukraine, giving Ukraine even our money too. I don't think anything's gonna change. I really don't. I hope it does, but I truly don't feel like it will. I don't. I do not. That's just where I'm at. That's my thoughts about all of this. I think I'm done. Hope you guys liked this video. That was my rant about the DNC and my RFK Jr. thoughts. Everyone's pandering to them. I don't know why. It's so embarrassing at this point. It really is. It's very embarrassing. RFK Jr. is just a fucking independent Democrat. He supports everything the left does, but he's just anti-Big Pharma.